Where you should fasten those seatbelts and put your big boy pants on. Whoa. Things are about to get serious. It's time for the JQ Racing Rant.
Yes, it is time for the JQ Racing Rant. We've had 3 shows with 3 rants. Well, we didn't have a rant last week, but this is our 3rd rant. We're on a roll, Joseph. We haven't had rants for a while, and now we had 2 good ones. People enjoyed them. They thought I was going to kill you at one point, but they enjoyed them.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I know.
I have a rant for a future episode. I won't reveal the topic, but I think that could be a good one too.
All right. So you messaged me this week and just said, "Look at this. You're so upset about this." And and
I was.
Yeah, he was like, "Look at this. This is or something you said to me in the post. I can't even remember. I don't have it up here. But I'm just gonna. I want people's opinions on this because I actually think this is a good thing. You know what I mean? But you don't. So let's see. There you go. The Armor TLR Tune Typhoon 8-scale 4-wheel drive buggy. Oh, it's a roller coming soon. This triggered you a little bit this week. So basically, this is...
it didn't trigger me in a rant sense.
Yeah, but let's talk about it. Is this good?
Yeah.
Or is this not good? So basically what it looks like is TLR's putting some parts from their cars, I guess, or made some parts for the Armor Typhoon, which is a popular, apparently a very popular 8-scale basher buggy or whatnot. So I've never had one, so I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
So it looks like they got durable TLR tuned aluminum upgrades, includes chassis, steering rack, adjustable upper and lower suspension hangers, shock bodies, rear shock towers, everything. It's got the TLR logo. The chassis also features it's just basically they kind of made this almost to a race ready type of car.
Mm.
But I mean, I don't know. This is kind of weird. Are they doing this? Are they doing this because this is a popular car that they can then sell to bashers and make more money and then make more hop-ups? Or are they doing this to bring new people into RC racing?
Well, I would say that I like the fact that it's more of a race car. It looks like maybe you could actually race it, so it's race spec, and for the size, and all of that stuff. The reason I sent it to you was I just thought that, look, Horizon's doing it again. They're ruining a brand. So racing and bashing are 2 different things, right? And for you to have a prestigious racing brand, it requires certain things. It's like Ferrari, isn't like Ferrari and Fiat basically the same company, right? You wouldn't see a Fiat van or something with Ferrari parts on it. No, you wouldn't, because those brands are separate. Ferrari is high performance, racing, expensive, high technology. There's this premium badge on the brand, right? So you wouldn't put it on some low level working van or something, right? You just wouldn't. You don't combine that. So what I see happening is they will just turn TLR into what they already turned Losi into, right? It used to be Team Losi. Horizon bought Team Losi. Team Losi went from this innovative RC racing, sort of no compromise, we want to win worlds brand, to making short course trucks and ready to runs and toys, basically. And then they came up with TLR to sort of keep the racing side alive, like Team Losi Racing TLR. That's now racing. Losi is just this junk toys, right? I already have a cease and desist from Horizon. I don't give a shit anymore. Okay, so do you see what I mean? Like they had a racing brand, it turned into this like bashing toys, entry level stuff. Now I just saw this thing heading in the same direction. Like they are putting TLR stuff on an Arma car. Arma is not a racing brand, it's a bashing brand. It's like Traxas, right? So I very much doubt that they have this genius plan of like, hey, let's grow RC racing. We can have this car and it sells to bashers, you know, but we can sort of encourage them to join racing with this product, and we link it to TLR a bit and they'll move over to TLR. I very much doubt that that's actually what they are doing or what will happen. I think the thought process, this is allegedly just my opinion, whatever. I think the thought process is more like, oh, we'll raise the value of this car. Like it's more prestigious for people, like this Arma cars, these nice TLR parts on it, you know? That's what I think it is, more so.
Oh, so just a money grab. Just money.
Not like a money grab, but this thinking that if we put these Ferrari things on the Fiat, then the Fiat will be more attractive. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what I think is happening. And I think that it's a bad move. And it will, if they keep doing this, TLR will just become another Losi one day. Like, I don't see them stopping. Like, oh, this was a good idea. Let's make this ready to run now. TLR and more linking. And then it's just some brand no one cares about anymore in the racing world.
I never looked at it like that, though. So that's a great perspective. I mean, they've done it before.
Yeah.
But I kind of look at it like, hey, we want to get these guys, the bashers, that have these to race. So maybe this is an option for them. Maybe it's cheaper. You know, we just had this conversation last week.
In a perfect world, that's what they are doing, and that's what they will succeed in doing. I just don't see it happening. Like that, this would be a way to get more people into racing, and that's sort of the end result. But I don't see that.
If
This
buggy could be like we talked about the Serpent car, which somebody said in the comments actually said that the Serpent car isn't as good as claims to be, the ready to run. I don't know if this was like a ready to race type of car, maybe, because let me tell you, the Arma's big, like, you know what I mean, in the bashing world. Like, these guys love these Arma cars, you know what I mean. They're cheaper, they're popular, they're almost like race ready. They ain't that far away, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What up, Nitro Nation? Food for thought. Now, first of all, welcome everybody back. I don't know, sorry is the right word. I don't really need to apologize. Obviously, first thought is, where the hell have you been, Muggy? This is probably one of the longest breaks that I've taken in a while. Because by the time you guys see this video, it'll probably be, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. Yeah, I just needed a break. You know, you guys know or don't know, a lot of stuff personally has been going on in my life. You know, some of it, most of it positive, but, you know, a lot of it negative too. So, I mean, that's goes hand in hand, you know. I like that. I don't want to get spiritual on anybody or religious on you guys, but there is a scripture that says, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh. And that's how it is. And he more giveth to me, you know, and I could say that than taketh. But sometimes, you know, it's life. The old saying, you know, life gives you lemons, and you either take it as lemons or you take the lemons and you make lemonade. And I try to make lemonade. But anyway, welcome all Muggy Maniacs. Obviously, the real Muggies right here. Truggy Maniacs, Buggy Maniacs. Yes, Monster Truck Maniacs, but if you want a real monster truck, like legit, this is the only one, in my opinion. Just my opinion. That's all. I'm entitled to that. And obviously, welcome Fifth Scale Insaniacs. Look at that beast. She is going to be ripping in a neighborhood near you. Actually, she will be, hopefully I'll be able to squeeze her in on this video. Haven't ran the 5B in a minute. Geez, I don't know how long. When's the last time I ran this thing? About a month ago? Well, actually, I have run. I take that back. I ran it just recently in between my break and everything. Didn't do any, wide open, but I ran it out and about a little bit, just to make sure a few things that I changed on it worked. First of all, before we get into all this about why I showed you guys this, my thoughts about what JQ was talking about. I know Woogie was going over kill switches. Now, whatever kill switch works for you, I've talked to people, different people, and been in Fiscal for a long time that have had dynamite kill switches and never had an issue and been running them for years. Big John's one of them. Big John can tell you he's never had an issue with, well, at least I don't know anyway. He's had an issue, and Chris 1/5 and a lot of guys. And I've ran the dynamite originally, and that's what I'm still running. Okay, the only issue I had with it is if you're not careful, it doesn't matter what kill switch you have. If you're not careful and you don't mount it right, and you don't put the wires in the right way, remember, it's right by the head, and that shit gets hot. So what had happened on my 5B on the dynamite kill switch, the first one that I had, is somehow I think I put something on and it kinked it, or it was too. I had it in the wrong. Anyways, it was user error. So what happened is it ended up kinking it and ended up grounding it, and that's what ultimately caused it to fail. Now, good thing it wasn't while I was running it. When the kill switch usually does something like that, it just shuts off the car, and the car shuts off, which is good. It's not like a switch going out or something, or a servo going out, and your throttle locks open and you're done. Or your car just goes full throttle and you can't stop it, because obviously you don't have a kill switch. Very important, man. You don't want to hurt anybody, injure anybody. I gotta emphasize that. I have, yes, but I don't predominantly like to run nitros. It's not as big a deal, even though I kind of get nervous sometimes when there's a lot of kids around. So I try to go when I can run and there's not a lot of people around. But in fifth scale, I really don't run fifth scale. If there's people around, I don't run my fifth scale at all. I just don't feel comfortable, kill switch or not. But anyway, to get back to the kill switch thing, the dynamites I've never had an issue with. That was the only issue I had. And I went and bought a brand new, another dynamite, because I knew it was a user error, and I fixed it. But other than that, I've never had an issue with them. It was because you got to be careful when you mount them right. And I also highly suggest the any kill switch that you run, the part that's inside your battery box, just make sure, because especially on a 5B, the battery box gets hot. You don't have to worry about that on the Bajas because it's all up front. But on the 5Bs, where it's at, even though it's got that protective shield, you can put all the heat wrap you want around. That compartment is by the engine. Okay, remember, it's pretty close to how an 8 scale nitro is, buggy. Most of them. But anyway, other than that, I've never had a problem with the dynamite. But whatever works for you, works for you. But like I said, again, it doesn't matter what switch you got. If you don't mount it right, I also suggest putting some kind of thermal heat shield over the wires. That just keeps them from getting kinked, keeps them from getting melted or hot, because where it's running off of the coil, that, you guys know what I'm talking about, that little area, it's by the head. It's gonna get hot. I learned that the hard way, and like I said, I don't care if you're running the MOD or the Achilles or you're running the Killer Bee. I suggest when you mount your kill switch that you double insulate, or put those heat shrink shields over that you use for like soldering. Put them over, and even wrap it with some electrical tape, and just protect the wires, because they could get kinked, they might get hot, who knows. But anyway, that's why I wanted to throw in my 2 cents about that. I thought about getting the MOD. Dan at OBR did mention that it was one of his favorite kill switches, or the ones that he runs, is the MODs. They're pricey, yeah, but again, you get what you pay for. But don't be that person that complains about fuel and complains about other stuff and complains about the cost of certain things that are necessities, or things that you need in nitro or fifth scale, and then go out and spend $100 on a kill switch unless you need to. You know, like I said, dynamite, one of the inexpensive ones. I've never except for the thing that I just told you. Other than that, I have no complaints about it, and I'm going to still run dynamite switches. Maybe I might try some later, but the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So other than that, I've never had a problem with mine yet. So knock on wood. We got some wood. But anyway, yeah. So and let me get my rant out of the way. The No Name Podcast, highly recommend. Go watching it. A lot of informational stuff. A lot of it, yes, is about racing, but JQ's the racing part, and what makes that channel balance is Lefty is he likes all RC. Doesn't matter, boats, crawlers, whatever. He likes it all, and they both made valid points. I agree more with what JQ was saying, even though Lefty, you know, is optimistic because, you know, hopefully that would be what Horizon does. But the track record tells me, and should tell everybody, that's not what they're going to do. Remember, let me emphasize, the biggest reason I side with JQ on what he just said is because Horizon is not a hobby company. Let me repeat that. Just in. Horizon is not a hobby company. That's why I believe what JQ is saying more than what Lefty was trying to say. Horizon is doing what they're doing right now with that arm. I'm putting, like, that was great analogy, by the way, with JQ. That's why, instead of me saying something like that and people saying, oh, well, you're so full of crap, Muggy, and you don't know, hey, you just heard what he said. Everything that JQ said was facts, okay? Some of it was his opinion, yes, okay, but he's pretty accurate. Jake, don't get it twisted. JQ may not be liked by a lot of people, maybe a little brash, maybe a little forward, and that's why I like him, because I'm kind of like that, but the guy knows what he's talking about, okay? And I think he's spot on because Horizon doesn't care about anything but X's and O's. It doesn't make dollars. It doesn't make sense. They're not trying to make the hobby bigger. Why? Because they're a distribution company. That's why. They're not a hobby company. Amen is a hobby company. Absolute is a hobby company. Going Nitro. They're hobby, I don't know, Hobby Town. Some of the ones that are still around, hobby companies that are online. Those are hobby companies. Horizon is a giant machine that just buys companies up, and usually everything they touch turns to shit. Track record proves that. So, do I believe that they're trying to do this to try to get, you know, and they're doing it nothing but to make money. That's all they care about. Let's make this Fiat, like he said, you know, put some Ferrari parts on it and make it more attractive so people will buy it. Because it's not just an arm anymore. Whoa, it's TLR, and you got all the guys out there, you know, and I think it's pretty sad. And let me say this first of all. I own iconic Muggy, obviously. I own iconic, baddest, in my opinion, 5th scale freaking race kit, or kit, period, ever made. Okay? People will argue, yeah, the 5T. The 5T is not a race kit and will never be a race kit. And it doesn't have everything that this thing has. Okay? Don't get that twisted. It's an RTR, no matter how you slice it. Okay? This is not an RTR. This is a race kit. A badass race kit. Obviously, me and, you know, the Wookster. Shout out to the Wookster, by the way. I see he's been, you know, picking up the slack because, you know, I'm not doing as many videos, especially right now with everything going on in my personal life. But you guys will be getting videos. Don't get it twisted. I ain't going nowhere. No, Muggy ain't down. Muggy ain't out. Yeah, there's, you know, to me, an obstacle is something you come upon when you take your eyes off your goal. Okay, that's all it is. Bumps in the road, man. And some people, like I said, take lemons and they have lemons and they cry about it. Some people, like me and other people, plenty of people do the same thing, make lemonade. So anyway, this video, I wanted to show you that. And that's good food for thought, conversational. Both of these guys have valid points, but I think JQ is pretty accurate. The Horizon's not doing anything but trying to make money. And I think that's funny by them putting TLR parts on an Arma. That's laughable. But anyway, hey, I still have hope that maybe someday, you know, TLR will be, or, you know, Horizon will do something good. I just don't like them because they're, to me, an evil entity in this hobby. They've done nothing, like I said, but take stuff, everything they touch turns to shit. They're the ones that kicked Adam Drake in the balls. Everybody knows that. And if you guys respect any, especially Adam Drake, legend, just remember that. Horrizon kicked Adam Drake in the nutsack. And TLR too, because TLR, you know, it takes two to tango. Okay? TLR lets Horizon, or has no choice because Horrizon owns him. So again, anything the Horrizon has to do with, I don't see them doing anything positive because they're a distribution company. Don't take my word, go look it up. Horrizon is a distribution company that buys up other companies and either discontinues most of their stuff or turns it into eWord or just cancels them out and just closes them and shuts them down. But anyway, I don't want to turn that into run. My other little rant that I have is, I agree also with Woogie and about the modified engines. Okay, the only thing I can tell you is whatever floats your boat. Okay, if you like to deal with bullshit like this is all the pull start, 2.3 ounces worth of pull start. Did I say pull start? 2.3 ounces worth of Rotostart garbage that it was on this 427 engine. This is the original engine out of the muggy. Okay, I had to do some modifications. I've ran it with all this bullshit on there. I don't like Rotostarts. As you guys know, I don't like pull starts. Can they be efficient? Can they run? Can they tune? Of course. Anything can. You know what I'm saying? If you know what you're doing. But if you don't think that 2.3 ounces worth of garbage rotating around in the back of your Nitro engine is extra weight, or you think that is more efficient than a sealed back plate, you're retarded. Or you don't know rotating mass or what rotating mass means. You're carrying and rotating. This is your carrying, okay? That doesn't count because that's not rotating. Here, you're rotating all this stuff. Let's say at least 2 ounces. I think it's 2.5 altogether, this whole thing. This is the heavy part. This isn't that heavy. So let's just say 2 ounces for argument's sake. 2 ounces of metal that your crank is spinning, okay? That doesn't make your engine faster. It doesn't make it more efficient. It doesn't make, like I said, I don't want to get too much into it. Those of you that have half a brain I don't want to say half a brain, but those of you that can think for yourself and those of you that want to do the homework, go do the homework. I can only tell you from my own personal hands-on experience. Now, there is a difference between reading, watching, hearing experience and actual physical experience, which is another thing I wanted to touch on. I totally agree with what Woogie says, and of course I do. I have modified engines, and I ran all my engines stock and modded. That's the reason that I can tell you, because unless you run the same engines stock and modded, you don't know. And all I can say for those people out there that try to throw dirt on, like Woogie said, throw dirt on people that make a living, honest living, doing good modifications like RCR Renew, I think it's a shame. No wonder this hobby and the Nitro's dead because of people like that. And all they're doing it is to play devil's advocate. They're doing it for their own personal gain. They're doing it for anything than a positive reason. And they can say, oh, I'm just making people aware. Well, why don't you do yourself a favor and go get a modded engine, okay, and have a same stock engine, which I've got plenty of modded in stock, the same engines, okay, and run it. Matter of fact, I think on an upcoming video, for argument's sake, I'm going to do that. I've got an R5R bone stock. Okay, bone stock, and I've got a modified R5R. Same exact engines, one modded, one stock, and we'll run them against each other. We'll put them both in buggies. Maybe I'll have one of my Nitro newbie buddies, maybe Miguel or Emmanuel or Andy, one of those guys. I'll have them on a video coming up here soon when I get time, and we'll do that, just so you could see that it's not a 6 or 7 inch difference. And that comparison that person gave on another person's video was very, very weak. So it's funny how people talk a lot about, flexing their, I like to say, their mental muscle instead of physically showing people. Here, I'm going to show you people. Let me run 2 of the same engines, one modified, one stock, and let's see the difference. Okay, not somebody else that hasn't even been in the hobby that long video, and the video wasn't even it was a lame comparison. That was one of the lamest things I've ever seen. But anyway, they just do it for personal gain, and they do it because they know that, you know, they like to get a reaction out of certain people. So, but anyway, that's all I got to say about that. I have the proof. Go watch my videos. I've got 10 other engines coming in the next few months that I have all ran them all stock, and you will see them all modded, and you can do what you want. It's your hobby, to each his own, and that's the way it should be. Whatever floats your boat. If you like modded engines, you like modded engines. You like to be in, you know, a senior in Nitro, and you like to go be next level and progress. Hobby is something you get better at. Let me define that for you. Go look it up. A hobby is something you get better at. You progress. It's not something that you just stick in the same way. But like I said, if that's what floats your boat, I'm not talking down to anybody. Okay? If you want to run this crap, okay, in your engine, that's your own freedom. Do what the hell you want. But if you want a more efficient engine that runs a hell of a lot better, then run sealed backplates, okay? If you want to go next level, and I will say that it's next level, and I'm not the one that made that up. I didn't make up the whole next level modified engine things. Don't shoot the messenger, okay? I'm just passing it on, okay? And it'd be like, again, if you want to stay in 9th grade with your pull starts and your stock engines and your rotor starts, then stay in 9th grade. That's teach his own. If you want to progress and you want to get better, which is what a hobby is, something you get better at, try a modified engine. I highly recommend it. You will not be disappointed. $100, $125, even $150 is worth 3,000 to 4,000 more RPMs, which is about 10 or 15% increase. It doesn't sound like a lot, doesn't seem like a lot, but that's all hearsay. You need to experience it. If you don't experience it, and if you're not a guy that's running stock and modded engines and comparing them on your channel, then what you're saying is falling on deaf ears. And the only one that believes that crap are people that have never experienced it. Because people that know and people that experienced modded engines and have kind of comparison for themselves, modded and stock, they know better. So it's just like preaching to the choir, so to speak. But anyway, coming up on this video, I'm going to try to squeeze in some running of the 5B. We're definitely going to fire up the Muggy for the first time. It's pretty much ready to go. Shout out to Nitro Bird. Go check out his channel. Give him a sub. Give him a thumbs up. Give him a, whatever. Give him some props. He hooked me up with a whole radio box for this Muggy. That's all I was waiting for. So and I ran it already. I don't like the steering because of these RPM arms. The person that had them on here has them kind of the way that they're set up. Those aren't the right spacers for these. So the steering's kind of whack. I think I'm just going to take, even though there's nothing wrong with it, I'm going to take these RPM arms off. I got brand new stock ones that I'm going to put on it. But other than that, the only thing I had to do is I don't want to run the rotor start. I ran it already. The engine ran okay, especially considering it doesn't have the original carburetor on it. I'm running XTM, the XTM 40, what was it, the 24.7 XTM that originally came in the Mammoth. That's the carburetor that's on here. It fits perfectly. It runs and tunes okay. Sorry about that. Nature called. But anyway, I had to shave the pin off back of here so the back plate would even work. Wasn't hard to do, so we shaved the pin off. What else did we do? Oh, the engine mounts, the ones that I wanted, that I thought might work, don't work. So I'm using the original ones, but what I did is I basically shaved them. I believe I shaved, I don't know, it wasn't a lot. I think I took 2 fins off, probably about 3 millimeters. I don't know what the exact measurement is. I think it was something like that, 2.6. Anyway, so now the engine comes down, so I can run. I didn't want to run a bigger flywheel because then I got to use a 3-shoe clutch, and I really didn't want to use a 3-shoe clutch on this. I'd rather use a low-C 4-shoe, which works perfect on this engine. So yeah, so I shaved the pin. We took all this 2.3 ounces worth of heavy weight off of this thing. This is like no bueno. If you think that's bueno, then you're no bueno. I'm just kidding. But if you think that this is like no good, this is no bueno, amigo. Okay. But if you want to run that, hey, to each his own. Okay. I'd rather seal it up. I know this engine will run a lot better, tune a lot better, probably increase a little bit more performance out of it, but we'll see. We're going to run it bone stock. In here, we're going to... Alright, people. I apologize for my editing skills. Suck ass. Anyway, that first part of the video, I shot a few days ago. Okay? Very interesting subject for those that want to venture off into is Horizon good or bad for this hobby? My personal opinion, you guys already know what I think. I think Horizon is bad. Ever since they took over their first big company, which was TLR and Low-C, turned to shit. Yes, Low-C tries to come back, but I believe with this new venture thing, I agree 100% with JQ. I don't think Horizon has any intention but just making money. So what's going to happen is it's going to water down, and TLR is going to become just like what happened to Low-C. It's sad, you know. I'm not a huge Low-C guy, but credit due where credit's due. They've made some iconic, groundbreaking, innovative RCs in the past. Okay, I own two of them. Okay, two other ones that I plan on owning in the future, if the price is right and the deals, you know, what I want, would be a 5T, obviously, and a 4.0 Truggy. Other than that, I'm cool with everything else. But as far as those, I believe are for the probably best things that they'd ever done. But I just think Horizon is toxic, just as much as I think Traxas is. Traxas is too. I call them both the evil empire. But anyway, since that video, obviously a couple things have changed. You know, as far as the modification thing, all I have to say on that, and I already said enough on this first part of this video, is that do your own research. Okay, as far as don't just research and do homework. Only thing, what I highly recommend is that you do your own comparison. But I also want to say too, I agree with which a lot of people that have been around in the hobby, especially Nitro for a long time, I don't recommend a modified engine to a new person. Cut your teeth, whether you're starting with a pull start, starting with a roto start, starting with an RTR, whatever floats your boat. Gain your experience, learn how to tune, learn how to maintain and upkeep, learn how to troubleshoot when you have issues. I don't recommend getting into modified engines for at least a year or two. Remember, if you guys know anything about me, go check my history. I didn't get into modified engines until almost 3 years, well at least 2 years, of getting back into Nitro. Okay? I've been in Nitro for 10 years total. Well, a lot of people say I'm a newbie, so we'll just we'll say, okay, yeah, I'm a newbie. Okay, but anyway, this newbie's been around for a minute. So I just I don't recommend modified engines to anybody new in the hobby of Nitro. Okay, at least get a year under your belt, and then try Nitro. Try modified engines. Try Nitro, though. Try modified engines. But anyway, this video will definitely be an hour long. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any running footage in it. I have so many things to update you guys on the Baja, the 5B Baja. I've got all kinds of goodies. I'm not going to unbox every single one of them. What I'm going to do is I've got so many things. I'm going to unbox everything. Okay, I've opened up most of it, but I'm going to unbox everything here. And then we'll go over it. It's probably going to take me at least 20-30 minutes. But anyway, I've got to send all these modified engines. There's 10 of them here we're sending in. Stay tuned for that. The 5B, stay tuned. This thing, I promise you guys, will be ripping. You guys will be seeing this thing in the next couple of days. And you will be seeing the Muggy too. We're going to fire it up. I was going to run the original tires, but they're too rare. They're still in mint condition. I want to keep them that way. We're going to lighten the load on this thing anyway. We're going to run the Badlands. I have already got because in the first part of this video, you've seen this engine pulled apart. Got it back together. We have the sealed back. Let me see if I can give you some light. We have the sealed back plate on this thing. Took all that Rotostar garbage off it. 14.30 millimeters is where, if you're going to use these original mounts, just in case you don't have or can't find the Muggy conversion mount, 14.30 millimeters from the top to the bottom. So you're shaving off, I think it's around 3 millimeters. I'm not sure. I know I said that in the first part of this video. Shout out to Gearhead Attic. He is the one that hooked me up with this. This is I've ran it already a couple times. It's more of a mid and top end pipe. That's why I'm running a 4-shoe clutch with a 13 clutch bell on here. So it'll have some bottom plus top. I ran this thing, like I said before, with the Rotostart on it a little bit. This XTM carburetor works, but I don't know how well it's going to be. I'm going to be able to. I've tried dialing in a little bit. I really don't think it's the best carburetor for her, but it works. So I can't guarantee that I'm going to get this thing dialed in. We're going to see if we can do the best we can, as long as it idles and doesn't bog on the bottom end or the top end. I'm not really concerned other than that. But this is a Nova Rossi 2084, and I believe this is a 41030 or a 41029. I'm not positive because it doesn't have the markings on it that's worn out. But anyway, seal back. This thing is ready to bump start, so we're not messing around with no roto starts and full start. I think the flywheel's perfect. But anyway, this is ready to rock and roll. You guys will see this coming up, this Muggy coming up on either this video or the next video. Like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to squeeze it in. Definitely you'll be seeing this sexy beast. Look at this thing, man. Is this thing, come on, is this thing sexy or what? Yes, Woogie Nitro has a badass 5B as well, but this is a badasser 5B. Okay, this engine here, yes, his engine is badass. This engine will spank. No offense, Woogie, but this engine, this Signature Series 34 Reed, with the CNC modded crank, this thing will spank Woogie's OBR engine that he has. Yes, he has a 34 Reed. Yes, it's modified, but it doesn't have the things that this has. If you want the baddest small block on the market, in my opinion, and I've seen all the other ones run, you want the baddest 34 Reed, okay, which is a small bore, on the market, get a OBR Signature Series. Spend the extra $300. Get the CNC modded crank that's DLC coded, CNC balanced, lightened. Guaranteed you will not regret. Okay? But this thing is the nastiest 34 Reed that I've ever seen. Okay? And I'm not saying it because I own it. Okay? I'm going off what I've seen of other Reeds. Okay? And I am confident this thing will spank any of the 34 reed out there modified. Okay, or modified, whatever stock. 34 piston port, whatever. Okay, this engine is nasty, and you guys are going to see this baby rip. Okay, 1242 carburetor, highly recommend. Modified, which means it's bored out. Power stack on here. We got the goodies, people. Olamat pipe, highly recommend. Matter of fact, on the Baja, I think I'm going to get an Olamat pipe. I really like the Olamat pipes. And I've seen the Bartolones, I've seen the Victories, and, you know, I'm going to try a couple other. I might try, as far as on the Baja, I think I'm going to try the RC Max eventually. But I'm definitely getting an Olamat for my Baja, 5B Baja. So, but anyway, this thing is ready to rip. RC modified center diff, RC modified custom billet, extra beefy diff brakes. I mean disc brakes. Total Racing, full billet, clutch carrier. Okay, clutch housing. That's what I like about OBR, man. They use Total Racing. This whole thing, all billet. So anyway, this baby is ready to rip some serious ass. Okay, so that'll be coming up. But anyway, modified engines. We got all this to unbox. This is what I've done so far to the 30.5. This is the bone stock. We threw a chrome kit on it. We've already got the DDM velocity stack on here. 990 rooster tail bearing mod, not the rooster tail. I'm sorry, 990 modded, just the bearing mod. No, this isn't the rooster tail. Okay, so but this is the 990 bearing mod. See how that's gonna work. Like I said, we did a full chrome kit. I've got in these boxes here. I've got the aluminum piece that goes on here. I'm going to stick with the stock throttle for now. I might look into getting, I like the what Woogie hooking up that, like the one that's on the, like I have here on the 5B. I think these work and are a lot easier when you take it apart. So anyway, give me a second. Let me get all this stuff all laid out. We don't want to make this video too long, even though it's going to be an hour. But the only thing that we don't have yet that we're still waiting on is the pipe. That'll be coming soon. I'm getting hooked up from one of my Nitro brothers. And I've got a couple engines that are on the back burner right now that are a couple of my one of my Fitzgill brothers gave me a proposition on two badass engines. I will tell you they're OBRs, but again, we'll get to that. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So anyway, give me a second. Let me get all this stuff because I got a lot of stuff I got to get out, and we'll go over everything. All right. Be right back. All right, people. That's a lot of stuff. Now, the two things, there's three more things that I'll unbox in a minute, but let's go over all this stuff first. This is where I got a lot of the of these parts from. They're TIT Racing. You can look them up on eBay, but they carry some pretty good quality billet aluminum. So far, from what I've seen, I'm happy. It's not, you know, Turtle Racing, a lot of this stuff. I mean, I will be using some Turtle Racing, some RC Max, Taylor RC, but this is pretty good quality. And it's not way cheaper, but it's a lot cheaper than some of the stuff out there. This piece right here was like, I don't know, like $40 just for this cover. It's 75 billet aluminum. This is the Spurger cover. It's pretty nice though. So there's that. We've got the and then obviously my front end. You guys have seen this stuff. This is all. I did a lot of Mad Max. Mad Max has a lot of stuff other than, you know, tires and hub carriers. Obviously, these are the Mad Max extended hubs. These are the Mad Max steering turnbuckles, Mad Max billet aluminum, servo saver, Mad Max, even this little servo arm piece. These are really nice. These are pretty beefy too. You can see it's Mad Max. The only thing that I'm not going to change, I'm not going to go with billet aluminum arms. This is just for me. It's just too much weight. And I firmly believe the more weight you put on this thing, the more your engine's going to have to work. And it's just weight robs power. Okay? When you look at the power to weight ratio, that's why, yeah, it looks great. Yeah, it's, of course, more durable, stronger, but it's a lot more weight. Until I break these Mad Max front and rear A-arms, like these are the fronts, obviously, and the rear, I'm not changing them. And if I do change them, I'm still not going billet. Mad Max makes some pretty good and RPM durable nylon arms. Which I think will be fine. I don't want to put all that weight. When you put billet aluminum arms front and rear, that's a lot of weight you're adding to a platform that generally doesn't weigh that much. When I weighed the Baja, the 5B Baja, bone stock out of the box with a full tank of fuel on it, the battery in it, everything, it's about 25, 26 pounds. Compared to this heavy tank right here, even though it's a buggy, this thing here weighs close to 40 pounds, fully loaded. Okay, I mean with a full tank on it. With everything you see here and a full tank, it's about close to 40 pounds. So, 15 pounds less than a Baja weighs. So, I'm not, and since we're only going to be running the 30.5 for now. I want to beat the hell out of this thing, put all the bolt-ons that I can. Maybe I might even send it in. I talked to Dan at OBR. Maybe I might send it in, have him do a little bit of modifications to it, and see what we can squeeze the most out of a 30.5. Remember, this thing isn't a reed. I mean, yeah, it's a piston port. So piston ports, a lot of RPMs, but reeds, power to the ground, that's what the difference is. There's a reason Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, KTM, all the two-strokes for decades, all the research and multi-billions of dollars that those companies spend, they use reeds on two-strokes for a reason, because it's more power. Okay? Piston ports, more RPMs, reeds, more power, period. So, but you believe what you want. I'm just going by what the pros have told me. So anyway, back to this. So we got this billet aluminum. We've got the whole front bulkhead of it, with the exception of one piece, aluminum. This is the rear, front and rear deal, billet aluminum. Front skid plate to go along with the Scorpion, or actually I don't have the Scorpion skid plate. I ended up getting those are the only two pieces I have on this thing that are Roven, are this skid plate. This thing is heavy. It's stainless steel. This will be fine, but instead of running the plastic bumper deal, I went ahead and got this through Roven, which will go perfect with this. So we'll have this here on the front, plus we'll have this on there too. So anyway, that's that. We also have this here. This is the front bumper part, billet aluminum. And by the way, King Motors aluminum's not bad. They're billet aluminum. But anyway, this is the bumper. This is the part of the rear shock tower supports. Billet aluminum. Getting rid of the plastic. These are the shock towers. Billet aluminum. This is the clutch carrier that will replace this here because these stock ones are plastic. I don't want plastic on there. No bueno. So we got this billet aluminum one. What else do we have? Oh, we have the steering servo horn, billet aluminum. We have all these pieces here. The, I think this is the engine brace, part of the frame cage holder. I think this is part of the, whatchamacallit, clutch brace on the back. We have a billet instead of the plastic. We're going to replace this plastic carburetor manifold with a billet aluminum one. And that pretty much covers all the aluminum. I've got a box full of stock Baja parts. Like, I can build another one by the time I get done. So anyway, give me a second. Let me move all this out of the way, and we'll get to the main goodies. Okay, hold tight. All right, people, we're back. Whew, it's like freaking Christmas around here. Bam! First time using Fast Eddie. Now, I've been using Bartolone sticky grease. Okay, works good. Now we have to compare with Fast Eddie. So we're going to see what Fast Eddie is all about. Alright? Now, let's open up this goodie package. Okay? First of all, bam! Another grease. Detroit Performance. Okay? So now we're going to compare. We're going to see who has the best fit scale. We got Fast Eddie. We're going to compare that against Bartolone Racing grease and Detroit Performance. Okay, we're going to see who's who in the grease. Battle of the greases. Okay, so that's that. So we'll compare and we'll see which grease is the best. Now, what else do we got in here? Let's see. This is from, by the way, this is obviously from Detroit Performance. So this is another thing that kind of irritates me too. I'm sure you guys have known of all this that's been going on. The whole reason that RC Max had to change their name was because of frickin' Traxas, man. I don't know who's worse for this hobby, Traxas or Horrizon. They're both horrible. I mean, for Traxas and all the money they have to do some bullshit like this and force Mike to change his name. I mean, if you guys have read this, large, very wealthy firm we cannot name from the smaller scales of RC have an old trademark which they claim to be similar enough to RC Max to warrant accusing Ray Dawson and therefore now themselves of trademark infringement. I've already sunk a lot of money into trying to settle the matter with them. So, I mean, we talk about how Horrizon is killing Nitro and kills Nitro. Well, I think the same thing can be said about Traxas too, and even fifth scale. I mean, that's just garbage. But anyway, it is what it is. So let's see what else we got. We got an RC Mac. Well, actually, Taylor. See, this stuff is going to be collectible. I'm going to save all my Taylor RC stuff because pretty soon it's not going to be. It's going to all be. I mean, it's going to be. Well, this one says Taylor. That's new. That's cool. But any RC Max labels and stickers are going to be like collectible because no more RC Max. But anyway, there's a Detroit Performance sticker. Well, you know we love stickers. And what do we got in here? Bam! And see, this says RC Max on it. It doesn't say Taylor RC. So I'm going to keep that. But anyway, these are titanium hinge pins. Okay, you are not going to bend these or break these babies. Okay, so Detroit Performance has these. You can either get just the standard 8, a 90 something or 89. Anyway, it's an extra $14 for these two pieces. But this is the complete set. So this is replacing all of these steel ones that come on the Baja 5B. So what else do we got to go with that? Well, might as well go big or go the hell home. We're going with the Bonehead full carbon fiber A, B, C, D hinge pairing. In Nitro we call them A, B, C, and D block, but in fifth scale they're not really like blocks, but they're hinge pin carriers. These are supposedly, I've never used any, this is my first Bonehead carbon fiber, from what everybody tells me that's been in fifth scale, that Bonehead makes some, if not the best, carbon fiber. And I know my materials, because you guys know what I do, and these look legit. So they've got, I guess I'm thinking that those are probably copper or brass inserts inside of there. But anyway, what's the point of having titanium hinge pins if you're going to put them into the aluminum? Now the aluminum ones that come with the stock ones that I have on mine, I think that's an upgrade on the King motors. I think they come plastic, if I'm not mistaken, on like the Rovens and the other Bajas. But anyways, these are carbon fibers. So let's just, I wanna see. We got a postal scale, which is pretty accurate scale. Let's see what the steel ones weigh. Okay, these are all 10 of them. .9. Okay. These. Pretty big difference. Alright. It's like a quarter pounder with cheese difference. So anyway. RC Max. And I like about these is, you know what I don't like about the Baja? Is I don't like Eclipse. That's like old school shit. So that's another reason that I like these. These don't have Eclipse. You got these hex screws that come with them that go into the end, and then these hold the other end in. So there you go. RC Max full titanium hinge pin set. 10 pieces. It's basically $100. I think these were like 50, 60 bucks. I can't remember for the whole set. So anyway, that, like, you know, if I'm going to strengthen this thing, another thing that I forgot to mention, if you, for those people out there, and I know Woogie and other guys have had issues busting off their hub pins on the rear end, here you go. Why mess around with anything? But these are titanium. Okay, these aren't hardened steel. These are, I believe, 4mm. You don't need, these titanium pins, I guarantee you, are not going to shear off. You're not snapping these babies off. So there you go. Not that I have to worry about it with a 30.5, but you know, you never know. So I see guys shearing them off all the time, and I know RC Max sells them in. This again is by this company, TIT. They weren't that expensive. I think they were like made less than 20 bucks, or maybe 20 bucks, something like that. But there you go. Titanium. These aren't, I mean, CNC machined titanium. There you go. Don't have to worry about your deals breaking off. So that's for the Detroit. Now, this is from BDM. See what's in here. Oh, snaps. What? Another set of my favorite Bash tires? Giant Grip Mad Max. There you go. They only... See, these? I love the H isn't even worn off, so... But anyway, there's those. Give me 1 second. Nature is calling. Be right back. Sorry about that, people. Nature was calling. So, we got the Mad Max tires. What's this? Probably my invoice. Oh, okay. It's paperwork. What? Is that a brand? Well, let's fill out this piece first. Oh, snaps. Look at that. Proudly made in USA. Now that's what I'm talking about, people. Let's take this bad boy out of here. Okay, where's my exactly what did I do with it? Where did I do with my? Oh, there it is. Okay, let me cut this open. Hold on a second. Bam. There we go. Sexy. Look at that. There's the rear piece for the 5B Baja. RC modified. Thick ass. It's got to be like 6 millimeters. I don't know. I'd have to measure it. Pretty ass piece. This is the rear EDM. Okay, that's the one piece. Now, what else do we got in here? We have stickers, I think. No? Yeah, we have EDM stickers, obviously. We got an invoice. I believe this is my invoice, yep. And we have, oh, oops. Sorry about that. Also these. Wrench like a professional, people. Yeah, you can use a credit card, but use the tool. These are the gap tools. So when you set the gap on your coil, there you go. Okay, there's that. RC modified. Now what do we have here? Oh, snaps. Hold on. Let me cut this open. Give me 1 second. Pull this baby out. Oh. Heck yeah. Oh, snaps. This is the Scorpion lightweight Baja chassis. Take this off. And I got it in black. Another reason I don't want to do all this billet is this is no bueno to clean. That's a lot of work. So I opted for this. They're about $100. It's got a crazy, it's 70-75 billet aluminum. It's supposed to be, I believe, like a 1/4 pound or a 1/2 pound, or I think it's a quarter, yeah, 1/4 pound or 1/3 of a pound lighter. I think the stock Baja chassis is like 700 and whatever grams or ounces, and this is like 500 or 5 something. So this is by Scorpion Racing. They're the ones that make the skid plates. But you look at it, it's got like a satin finish. It looks pretty sick. I like it, man. When I seen the picture of it, I'm like, okay, well let me see what it almost, when you look at it, it almost looks like it's like nylon or a plastic material, but this is billet aluminum, man. Sick. So I'm curious. Let's see. Turn the scale back on. Let's see, because we have the stock Baja chassis right here with the whole deal, the front and the rear. There's the front and rear. That's the stock Baja chassis. King Motors. 2 pounds, 1.4 ounces. Okay. Now let's weigh this bad boy. So we'll put this on here first. Then we'll lay this in here too. And we'll see what we got. Oh, snaps. Was that right? Let me make sure this is zeroed. Come on. Okay, I'll put it on here. 1 pound, 13.5. That's a big difference, man. That's a big difference. Okay, and lighter equals faster or more performance. But you don't want to go too light. I also was told that too by some of my brothers. So anyway, there you go. There's another hour of the muggy. I don't believe that I'm going to be able to get the running footage. So that means that the next video after this, remember I just uploaded a video a couple days ago. So, and it's already got over 400 views. So, we'll upload this one. This is a lot of goodies. Unboxing, obviously, update on the mostly on the Baja 5B, but also, like I said, the first part of this video, I think it's a very interesting conversation. I've always told people all along, you know, and I can talk crap to a certain extent because I own 2 Losies, okay? And it's sad, especially for those people that are diehard Losi guys. You know, they're like the, what do they call, like, you know, the Chevy or the Ford guys, you know, Losi and Associated, which one's Ford, which one's Chevy, I don't know, people argue about that. But the bottom line is, Horrizon is a distribution company, okay? Don't get that twisted. They're not like A-Main. A-Main is a hobby company. They're owned by a guy that's a hobby enthusiast, okay? Horrizon is owned by a corporate. They're a big money machine. All they care about is buying up companies and either putting them out of business or turning them into whatever it takes for them to make money, whether it's E-word, you know, and we know the whole deal. So I just think Horrizon is up to no good with this thing they're doing with the Typhoon and all that. And I think it's funny how JQ gave that analogy. I think it's perfect. Trying to put Ferrari parts on a Fiat. That's what they're doing. And if they continue to do this stuff, they will kill TLR. So it's very sad. And I think Horrizon is bad for the companies that they own. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen. The Proline, AKA, you know, all those companies that they own. Okay? If they're not making money, Horrizon will close them down. They will just cancel them. You know, and you know how this is. This is the ages of cancel culture and cancel all that. So that's what Horrizon is. They take over companies and they just cancel them. That's why I don't like them. And I think they're poison for this hobby. But anyway, catch you guys in the next video. The next video definitely will be mostly ripping ass with this thing and the Muggy debut. We're going to rip that thing and see what that 427's got with the sealed back on it now. And I've never seen nobody seal back one of these engines on video. And I've never seen on video anybody run, and correct me if I'm wrong, a Muggy on a bump start. So now we can bump start this thing. We can run it, and, you know, got a couple changes that we did to it. But for the most part, it is still a Muggy. So anyway, this thing is going to get nasty and get busy. Can't wait. It's been a while since I took this thing out. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the unboxing. I got all these goodies. Now, you know what? It's time for my ass to get to work, because I was mainly waiting on this piece. Now I can start putting everything back together, and you guys will see as I progress through the rebuild. We'll call it Project KMX, because it's a King Motors, and we'll put the X next to it. So anyway, that's all I got. Catch you guys on the next one. Stay tuned. A lot more Nitro happening. I do have some other Nitro stuff to unbox, but I just don't want to. This video is already long enough. Alright, people. That's all I got. So anyway, that's the question. Remains to be answered. Is Horrizon killing TLR? Alright, people. Muggy's out. Peace.